Howdy y'all, and welcome. Hope everybody's doing well out there so far. Let's go ahead and get right on into it here. Take a look at what we could expect as we head into June. Now, we're going to take a look at the ceiling radar and the temperatures. We'll take a look all the way out into the middle parts of June, and then we'll take a look at the temperature and precipitation anomalies, which will show us our above and below average temperature trends, and that will show us what we could expect as we head further and further into June. So let's go and get right on into it here. Take a look at the ceiling radar here on the GEFS. Now, we know we've been dealing with a pretty stormy month with a lot of severe weather outbreaks, and it's looking like here at the end of May we're going to remain in that pattern, unfortunately, and we're going to also remain pretty soggy out east. But it's looking like we could be getting in on a big old break as we head towards the beginning parts of June, but don't be fooled though, because it looks like more severe weather is going to be in store as we head towards the middle parts of June, and we're going to remain soggy as well amongst the eastern half of the country. Now, as far as what we could expect as far as the temperatures go, now I know we've been dealing with a very hot May, and that's why we've been dealing with a lot of major severe weather outbreaks here as of late. And here lately, it's been pretty cool amongst the eastern half of the country, and of course the northwest is always pretty cold. It's good for the ski resorts, by the way, because typically y'all get snow this time of year. But don't worry though, if you don't like the cold air and you don't want to be fooled by the cold air, it looks like a major heat wave is going to be set to making a return as we head into the beginning and middle part of June. As you can see here, 90-degree temperatures are stretching further and further towards Montana. As you can see on the 7th, 90-degree temperatures up here in Montana. So definitely prepare for this major heat wave that's going to be coming up as we head into the beginning and middle parts of June. And don't be fooled by this unseasonably cold air out amongst the eastern part of the country. So now that we know we're going to be going from sort of unseasonably chilly air to extremely hot temperatures by the beginning and middle part of June, let's go and take a look at the temperature anomalies to show us whether or not we're going to remain in this sort of hot trend once we get past the middle parts of June. Red is the above average and the blue is the below average. As I push this forward, we can see that we're going to be below average out east and sort of above average out west. And we're going to remain in this pattern all the way out into July, where it's looking like we're going to head more into an above average temperature trend as we head into July though. Now, according to the Climate Prediction Center's monthly outlook, they are showing us that above average temperatures is going to be expected for really much of the country except for down here by California where below average temperatures are expected. Now, I know GEFS was showing below average temperatures amongst the eastern half of the country. Now, we're still going to be in a major heat wave, so don't be fooled by this little cold snap that's going to be in store here at the end of May, because it's looking like we could be coming in on an above average temperature trend according to the Climate Prediction Center, although the models were sort of showing below average temperatures. So it's definitely something to watch, but I would expect a major heat wave to be in store towards the beginning and middle of June. So now that we know what kind of temperatures we could be coming in on, let's go and take a look at the precipitation anomalies. This will show us whether or not we're going to be above or below average as far as precipitation goes. Now, we know we have been dealing with a lot of heavy rainfall here in May due to some severe weather outbreaks, and it's looking like we're going to remain in this pattern as we head further and further into June. So it's looking like we could be coming in on a soggy and hot pattern out east and sort of a dry and hot pattern out west, and according to the Climate Prediction Center, they're showing us just that. Below average precipitation out west and above average precipitation out east, which could mean more severe weather outbreaks amongst the central half of the country due to some major heat waves and some above average precipitation coming through this part of the country. So definitely prepare for that. Unfortunately, severe weather season's not done yet, but we are coming up on hurricane season. If you haven't checked out my hurricane forecast video, it's looking like we could be coming in on a pretty big hurricane season, but go check that out. I break that down in depth in that video. If you stayed this far in the video, I'd like to thank y'all. Appreciate y'all, by the way. Let's go ahead and take a look at whether or not there's going to be any hurricanes, tropical storms forming out there in the Atlantic Basin. And as we can see here down in the Caribbean, we could be coming in on a little bit of a low pressure system forming by the 6th. This ain't going to affect the homeland any, but we do got some disturbances out there forming and doing a little spinneroonie, but nothing is going to be affecting the homeland, which is good. And as we take a look at the National Hurricane Center, they are saying just that. Nothing is expected in the Atlantic or the Pacific. So definitely go check out my Hurricane Outlook video if you haven't already, because it's looking like hurricane season is going to be a big one. So if you like today's forecast, make sure you hit that like and share button so more folks are informed about the weather. And leave me some feedback in the comment section down below the video. Greatly appreciate anybody who leaves me any feedback, as feedback helps provide you the viewer better and more informative content in the future. And also, don't forget to subscribe, bell notifications turned on so you never miss an upload, because here at Williams Weather, we try to make weather forecasting fun and informative. Looking like June's going to be sort of a warm and sort of soggy month amongst the eastern part of the country, and sort of a dry and hot amongst the western part of the country. So definitely prepare for that and don't be fooled by these unseasonably cool temperatures as we head towards the end of May. So like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate everybody for watching. Until next time, never stop forecasting.